So guys, here I'm just going to make a quick reference video. I'm using a Cooler Master Hyper 212 Evo as my CPU cooler, and I used the default fan that came with it. And I'm just going to do a comparison real fast on temperatures and also noise level using the stock fan versus this new PWM fan I got, this Cougar Vortex Vortex CF-V12HP. Just a comparison video real fast on temperatures and noise level. So here's my unscientific test with my default fan coming from my Cooler Master Hyper 212 Evo. You can hear how loud it is. My unscientific test with the receipt, and it plugged into Molex. So very loud, as you can tell, but it puts out a ton of air. And then here's my Vortex CF-V12HP. You can tell it, see it there blowing the receipt. About the same amount of airflow, but quite a bit quieter. So I'm sitting here at idle with my computer. I'm averaging around 30 degrees Celsius. My minimum is about 25 and my maximum is around 33 on all my cores except for one, so 42. But yeah, I'm averaging right around 30. So I'm gonna switch fans, but this is the stock fan, like I said. And for all purposes, I just unplugged all my other fans except for this CPU cooler fan right here. So right now I'm at idle, and you can hear the noise level. So fairly quiet. Now I'm going to switch over to maximum at load. Okay, so now I'm running Prime 95 and at 100% load here. And you can see my temperatures are around 55 degrees. Now I know they're fluctuating, but we're just going to average it up and say about 55, somewhere around there. And this is, keep in mind, this is an i5-3570K processor I have, not overclocked. However, the fan should be about the same. And here's the speed it's running at and the sound it's making. So it's still fairly quiet. I'm not sure how much fans would make a difference as far as cooling goes, but now I'm going to switch it over and we'll try it out. Okay, now with the Vortex fan installed, you can see I'm hovering around 30 degrees, about the same. I mean, for idle, it should stay about the same. And I got this fan installed. So you can hear with this fan, the only complaint I have is that it kind of has like a turbine whine to it if you listen to it at low RPMs. Now it doesn't seem bad, but this is what it sounds like at low RPMs. And then here we are running Prime 95. You see I'm hovering around 50 to 55 degrees, about the same as our last temperatures. However, running at max, here's where the difference is. You can see it's still pushing a lot of air, but listen to the sound it makes. Kind of like a whining turbine sound. So with this, I would say stick with your stock fan and use this as like a case fan, because whenever you plug it into Molex, it doesn't make the sound, but at lower RPMs and higher, it makes this whining sound. However, guys, I don't want to say this fan is crappy. Plugged into a 4-pin connector on my motherboard, just as a standalone case fan, it's actually really quiet while still moving a decent amount of air. Listen to how it sounds now. There's no whining noise. Just take it, listen real fast. It's practically silent while still moving a decent amount of air. This is plugged into a 4-pin connector. Compare this to something like this stock fan that came with my Antec 300. This is a 3-speed fan. Even on high, produces not very much airflow, and you can hear the noise level. On low, this produces practically no airflow whatsoever. I can't even feel air moving behind it. So I decided to plug in this fan as my case fan now and listen to how loud it is. And this is plugged into a 4-pin connector, as you can see there. But it's so loud. I'm going to switch it over real fast and see what's going on. Well guys, I'm not sure why this is, but whenever I switched it down from this pin header to this pin header down here, now this fan is completely quiet. You're still getting a pretty good airflow, but it's pretty much quiet coming out of this connector, so I'm not sure if it's a setting I have that's set wrong or whatever. However, I don't think this is a bad fan. I think it's just, like I said, some type of setting. Because whenever I tried it out as a CPU fan and whenever I plugged it into the connectors right there, it's making a really bad whining sound, and now it's pretty silent. So anyway, maybe just keep that in mind when you're looking at this fan. So I guess the final verdict on this fan, if you were to give a fan 1, which is a little weird, but I guess for the purpose of this video, I don't see it as being the best CPU fan, but as far as a case fan in this situation, once I got it figured out, and for some reason, like I said, it was weird whenever I plugged it into these connectors, it's making some kind of whining noise. Whenever I plugged it into a different connector, it didn't, so maybe that's just me and my settings. However, now I got it set up, and you can hear it's super quiet, and really, in this situation, my CPU fan's louder than my case fan, so it really doesn't make too much of a difference. However, you kind of do see what it's used for. I would use it as a case fan rather than a CPU fan, and I would definitely make sure your motherboard has a 3-pin or 4-pin header, because plugging it in through Molex is going to make it pretty loud because it'll be running on max settings. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. This has been a video of the Cougar Vortex CF-V12HP.